Welcome to the nest. What the fuck? Where'd you like anime? What motivates you to get out of bed in the morning? Spite. Where's the truck? Oh shoot. I got you a sausage. Did one of you have a good time over here? I wanted a sausage.
Whoever my head lands on.
Ayo head.
Heyo head.
Heyo
I'm
head.
giving head today. Hello.
Head for head.
Head
Hello,
for head,
honey.
baby. Head for head. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me when to stop.
Stop. Oh my.
Should we do a second spin?
I'm very much enjoying the setting. I'm very much Ow. Did this cat really just tell me to get good? Chat, you're so mean. Ah, no!
This is fine.
Have
This is
fun.
fine. Oh, everybody's actually just dead. He's just gonna throw me for an hour. Eat shit and die. Damn it!
Oh, he angry. He just wants to play catch.
Oh, I just want out of the mosh pit, please.
Oh my god. I open up my fortune cookie and it says, "It is the hopes and dreams we have that make us great." VTubers have a lot of hopes and dreams, but we ended up here. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome on in. How's it going today?
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
For anybody who's new here, my name is ZubiVT. I am a Transverized streamer, owner, proprietor of the Nest here on Twitch. Currently also streaming to YouTube. Joined today by go to the right and then around. To my right, we have Really Blue. Below her
Hello.
is Lavender Gardens, and below me is Gunslinger Sky.
Hello.
If each of you want to go around and do a quick introduction for yourselves, start with Blue.
Hello, everyone. I'm Really Blue, your local machine changeling. I kind of do what a fucking ever.
Lav.
Okay, hello, I'm Lavender_Gardens, your goth moth VTuber. I do tabletop stuff, maybe a little bit of yapping a baseball here and there, and currently my obsession is Night Rain. Woo!
Currently mine is too. And then Sky.
Hello, everyone. I am Gunslinger_Sky. I am your Yee Yee Cat of the West. And yeah, nice to meet you.
Which Sky has a new design recently.
I do.
Oh,
Would you say meow?
Meowdy.
So for anybody in chat, all of us are trans women and sorry, brain fog as I'm like on cough meds and still waking up and everything like that. So I do apologize if I cough into the mic. I'm gonna try not to tonight. But how's everybody doing tonight? How is today's Sunday? How's your Sundays?
It's being
pretty all right. I slept for most of it, I think.
I
It's fair.
woke up an hour and a half before stream. That's fine.
That tracks.
Yeah, I had my last session of my Armor Esther campaign finally. I'm a
Ooh.
player.
Oh, nice.
So that was fun.
I played like 4 hours of Fortnite and did laundry. That's about all I got going on.
I mean, that's productive, right? The Fortnite part.
I mean, I got to level 21 and we got like 4 dubs, roughly.
Ooh,
Ooh.
some dubs.
Then I got really sweaty.
Eh. That's fair. I guess we'll start this off. A fairly generic question to start off the conversation. So this for people in chat, this is going to be the second round of interviews that are part of the Alphabet Mafia. We're the group that is raising money for charity for the entire month of June. towards the Trevor Project. And dear God, 6 days in, it was night 6,
Amazing.
and we hit our goal of $800. Holy crap!
I'm clapping.
Wild. Like we barely got to the good stuff yet, and we're already there. Like, come on.
Damn, we should have shot higher, huh?
Yeah, and I think the way the goal works is once we get our first donation, I don't think the goal can be adjusted.
Oh,
Oof.
Unfortunately. Um.
we can still make progress. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll throw this out to the group, whoever wants to answer in whatever order, just to get the conversation rolling. Again, I'm not really going to stop the flow of conversation. It's going to be similar format to last time, just kind of yapping. Feel free. Again, we're going to be talking about stories, experiences, and other things like that. For each of you, if you want to give your pronouns and what pride means to you personally, you could either go over your flags or anything else that means something to you.
Okay, I can start if I hear the quiet.
Yeah.
So I use she, her, and the they, yes, they, them. And my flags are the trans flag and the lesbian flag. And what pride means to me, it's I have two ways to answer this, so we'll do the more. We'll do the funny thing. Okay. It means a brick. It means
A brick.
it's a statement that we are still here. That like, unfortunately, people still are assholes about stuff, and it's a statement that like we're not going anywhere. We're going to be who we are, and you can't stop us.
Like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Blue, you want to go next?
Oh yeah, sure. Honestly, I haven't really thought about it too much, but like on the top of my head, I would say pride to me means like it's I want to say a month of resistance just as much as it is a month of hope. It's
Yeah.
Stonewall was I want to say the catalyst, I want to say like of all world uh like LGBTQ plus like freedoms. It's like it's definitely like referenced and rooted like across the globe, and that's something I don't think a lot of people realize because I don't really have an explanation for the because, but it's just a thing. It's there. It's like it's kind of about just like supporting the community and
Mhm.
as a community pushing through like whatever is thrown at us.
Mm-hmm. Sky, what about you?
I was also roughly in the same boat as that. I didn't really think of it too much. Like obviously it's always in the back of my head, but it's a month where we get to show I'd say ourselves a little more and be able to see those people who are like us, and that we should be proud of who we are. And
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a month where I don't care what anyone says or anything, but I just want to be myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know I kind of answered this one a little bit in the last interview, but I'll answer it again. I go by she they. My flags, I have the trans flag, the pan flag, and the demi flag. For me, pride is I'm quite literally wearing the trans colors as my model. It is a uh time to shine, a time to be yourself, protect those that need it, and kind of like what Blue mentioned. For me, pride, a thing to remember about the very first pride started as a riot.
Mhm.
it is a declaration of here's what we are. We're not leaving. We're not going anywhere. Type thing. Yeah. Our voices will be heard type thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We also have an interesting mix of the four of us for how long we've been transitioning. I know Blue and Lav, you've been transitioning for significantly longer than the two of us.
Oh yeah, it's wild to think about because like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel that long for me, but at the same
Same, I
time, it
know.
is.
I had to check
Like,
the date, and I was like, "What?"
How long have each of you been how long have all of you been transitioning for?
Um,
as of like a week and a half ago, 4 years,
4 years?
and that's also just like the same amount of time I've been streaming because I started both on the same day.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cute.
I know for me, the beginning of the month marked 11 months for transitioning.
Nice.
funny enough, roughly around the same July, the end of it being roughly my year mark.
Oh, nice.
Zumi, quote unquote, inspired me to
Aw.
actually start because God, did I suck at trying to figure out how everything's supposed to work and how I'm supposed to do things and
Yeah.
what steps I not have to take but should take, and obviously keep my own self in mind when taking them.
Speaking
I
of
was trying-
meds, check if you need to take anything.
Yes.
Just took mine. Smile.
Smile.
Took my first dose a little late, so I had to somehow compensate it to the second one.
Ah,
Yeah, I have been transitioning for I have to double check. 8 years or so since the end of April.
8 years?
Yeah.
Cool.
um, I just started injections this past Friday.
Heck yeah. I still
Whoa.
really want to do injections because I like the set it, forget it, do it, don't deal with hassle every day.
I've also heard some really good things from the community for results because it's going directly into your bloodstream as opposed to going through your stomach or skin.
Hmm.
It's fair. I'm always worried it's because I don't know how roughly much it would cost for me. I'm worried about the cost of it always.
Oh, it might be different depending on your insurance. Mine wasn't much with coverage for insurance. I think I spent like less than $10 total. But again, my insurance covered it.
Mhm. Was that less than because you were taking pills before, right?
I think that might have helped the approval process. I'm not 100% sure, but it is technically a new medication. So, fun thing about insurance, they go, "Oh wait, you still have a 90-day supply, so we're not going to cover it this time." Well, it's a new medication, so you can't say that this time. It's interesting.
Interesting. Uh,
Mhm. But for anybody who's curious, I am on spironolactone, which is testosterone blocker. I'm on progesterone, and I'm on estriol valerate, is what they call it. Oh, and Willa also says that you could also potentially reach out to Point of Pride to for assistance if insurance won't cover your HRT. Sky.
Okay, I'll have to look into that because like that's always my one leaning factor is that I don't because as it is, I think I pay roughly for both bottles is like 180 something total for
Hmm.
the 3 months.
Okay.
So it's not terrible, but
Yeah. If your insurance isn't covering it, definitely reach out to Point of Pride is one of the foundations that I like what Will said. I think they're starting to taking applications now. I don't think it's just related to injections. I think it's any HRT.
okay.
There's a few different organizations that you could look into.
I'll have to look at it because I've been wanting to do injections. I'm just a bean who it's kind of the money is always an issue with me because I don't know how to properly take care of myself. But yeah, it's just it would help me because I have such a hard time wise on taking things and you know to do that and just I have to wait this many days until the next
Mhm.
one is very useful. I'm
Um,
also scared of needles.
you're scared of needles?
I
It's
am
not that
scared of
bad.
needles. I know it's not
It,
that bad, but
Well, you
I'm a big baby.
just gotta remember, needles are more scared of you. So
No, I'm definitely more scared of needles.
I'm very queasy around needles, but more so in the sense that I don't trust myself doing them. Otherwise I would do injections. I do not trust myself. I'm a little twitchy.
that's fair.
it actually isn't. It actually isn't too bad. When so the way that it works, because now that I've done it once, the way that it works, they give you the bottle, which is a really really small bottle actually. They give you a syringe, and then they give you two different types of needles because you have one to put it in the bottle, which is usually a bigger gauge than the other one. Um, and that's to keep the needle sharp so that it's not painful when you go to stab yourself. Um, and then it's a much smaller needle, the one that you use to actually inject the um, uh, medication into you. And it's not bad at all. It's small enough where you really don't feel it at all.
Low-key nervous hearing about the needle. I'm like sitting here like,
It goes into your thigh, which actually is
better than most.
yeah, it's one of the more padded areas of your body, and also doesn't have nearly as many nerve endings as a lot of other places.
That's fair. Fucking, I always remember when I've gone to the doctor just to get my finger pricked and my blood taken, and I've turned green or passed out a handful of times.
Mm. Your fingers have some of the most nerve endings on your body.
Yeah.
So that does kind of make sense.
You know what? You know what sucks also, speaking of getting blood taken, is when you have to take it from your hand.
Oh,
They have to take it. Wait, take it from
So
your
so
hand?
so sometimes, because I get my blood taken a lot, and sometimes I'm bad and I'm dehydrated and they can't find the vein in my arm. So they're like, "Well, we gotta take it from your hand.
Me
Drink water
too.
next time." And I'm just like, I actually tried, but I didn't drink enough water, I guess. So they have to prick it in your hand vein.
They tell you to drink water.
It's Sky. We're
They
on.
they
Sky,
never
you're
told
on
me this.
You're on
gotta be
spironolactone. You're on a dehydrator. You need to
gotta be-
drink water.
Well, they
Well,
never
even
had problem
in
getting
general,
it.
even in general with blood work, it helps your veins be more pronounced.
She always said I had good looking veins. Like it's fucking terrified.
My veins are either like right there and be like hi, or super shy.
Hmm. The other thing too is they suggest that you eat beforehand, like at
Really?
least eat at least an hour beforehand.
Oh, I wish I could
And
do that. Most of my blood work, I have to fast for 12 hours.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's my rule of thumb. I do that fast for 12 hours beforehand because I'm always worried they need it, but they tell me, "Oh, we never do." And it's just
They
like, fuck.
they will only do that, I think, if you're going into surgery.
Okay.
And I think that's mostly if they need to put you under. I think it has to do with putting you under than anything else. Because if you have food in your system and they put you under, and let's say you get sick while under, you can suffocate or have negative reactions to other medication. But if you're not being put under, then there's no reason you can't eat or drink.
It depends on the test because I know I do a lot of like blood work for iron and stuff, and they just need
Mm.
to check the raw blood iron levels,
That makes sense.
so food can kind of get in the way. So yeah, it depends on the test. But if you're fine, then eat beforehand. Normally they tell you like, hey, make sure to fast for this test.
Hmm. Do each of you have any sort of stories about coming out if you are out publicly or not, or socially?
I how do I put this? I never like honestly came out. I kind of just been riding the wave of like
Mhm.
just people will get it when they get it. Okay. Essentially, like they'll figure it out. And at this point, like I'll be honest, no one can tell. Like no, they either don't know what's going on, and I mean that in the sense of I look, they either call me she or they. There's like no, like I don't know how to put it. Like they're figuring it out. I don't have to tell them. It's I just do my own thing.
Hmm. I still get called sir a lot, and I'm like, that's not true, but I'm not gonna make a scene about it, type thing.
Yeah.
I'll correct somebody if I care. If it's not somebody if it's not just some random person that I'm never gonna see again, then I'll try to correct them. But I don't like making a scene because that can also cause problems too.
Mhm.
Agreed. I whenever I came out, because I came out twice to my mother, which was rough.
Yeah.
It was funny because I think I went to go see a movie, and I think it was Hello Simon or something. I think it was, and after that, my mother was like, "Oh, we're over here if you want to have dinner." And I drove over there, and it was close. Um, and at the steakhouse, I just turn around and tell both of them, like, "Hey, I am." I think at the time it was pansexual, where they were like, "Huh?" Like they didn't understand at all.
Mhm.
And then, funny enough, I think it was a year or two later, I went to the same place with them and told them I was trans. Um, I guess it was the easier place for me to do it.
That is a
Um,
magical place, apparently.
but it was they were shocked. Not necessarily about me being pan, but more so me about being trans. Because before that, I think I told them I was on the line of gender fluid for a long time before I locked in I was trans.
Mhm.
But yeah, it took them a long time, but nowadays my mother, when she sends me mail or texts me, it has my new name on it, and God, does it feel nice? Because
Yeah.
this was recently, like within the last year or two, that she actually is getting better at it. So I've been nothing but appreciative to her because she is religious, but she is one of those types that, this is my kid. I have to I have to be there for them, sort of deal, and not shush me out and not give me anywhere to go. But yeah, that's my coming out stories.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so funny. So when I first came out to my mom, it was literally on the car ride right after I got my prescription filled for my estrogen, and she's like, "What do we even go to the doctor for?" And it's like, "Nothing, mental health stuff." And so let me see that. And she grabbed it from me, and she's like, "What? Where are you? What is this?" And so I had to like do the whole song and dance, and she's like, "What? I don't. You're not." I was like, "Yes, I am." And we had a whole thing, but and like it. Unfortunately, like I had to like move away from home for a year, and then finally she's like, "Wait a second, if I'm gonna keep up like this, I'm gonna lose my child." So it's like, I don't want that. You're my daughter. And then she became super supportive and like my number one supporter. So it took a little bit of time getting there, but now she's like the most amazing person ever for that stuff.
Oh, that's cute.
Hmm.
I have not come out to my parents yet. I came out to my siblings, I think at the same time, around the same time that maybe a little bit before I came out on social media. Let's just say there's some personal stuff that I don't really want to bring up here because it is really, really negative, that I don't really want to delve into. But I had some stuff going on where, before I was out as trans, I was non-binary. And the situations that I was in kind of changed for the better. And when that happened, I was able to more freely reevaluate myself and start to explore like what it meant to be me, what I was comfortable with, and everything like that. And shortly after, I sent Blue a message. I'm like, "Hey, Blue, can you explain a little bit about this stuff?" And so she's like, "I knew it. I knew it."
I did know it. I smelt it.
I think it was, "Hey, Blue, do you have a chance to talk about stuff?" And we hopped in a call, and she was like, "I knew it." And she was explaining about some of the resources that I could go to and help answer some of the questions and concerns that I had. And then I started doing a little bit of research on my own, based on the stuff that she had told me. And I think it was like the next week I made an appointment for her that I started my
Yeah.
yeah.
Not me also turning around and asking you probably like some of the same things.
Me or
Like a
Blue?
little.
Me to you.
Oh yeah. You
I
asked
was
a
like-
lot more questions than I did, but that's also I did a lot of self-research type thing.
Did I? Damn.
Yeah, a lot of the questions I had for Blue were like more aimed at her personal experience because I wanted to it's one thing to read about it online, it's another thing to ask somebody who's been through it.
Hmm.
And the only reason why I knew that's like the thing you're going to ask me is, you're showing the signs that not only I've also have like shown in my past, but also like I've also helped other people besides you, and I've seen the exact same thing before. It's like just give her a while. Like the way she's phrasing everything, it's like yeah, that's another egg right there.
Yeah. It was so funny when like how I figured it out because like I didn't know trans people existed because growing up in the 90s there wasn't a lot of coverage, and if there was it was negative, so I didn't quite understand stuff. And I was just reading a manga, and I wish I knew what it was, but it was about a trans woman, a closet trans woman, and I was like, hey, wait a second, wait, that's a thing, wait, hold up. So I was like, well, I need to start Googling some stuff right now because I think that's me. And I spent all night researching, and the next morning I called my doctor and was like, hey, doc, so I got a funny story for you. I need an appointment. I think I got gender dysphoria. And he's like, let's get on that. And then I had to wait a year to get on hormones and all that jazz. But it was just really funny because it's just like, I didn't know this was a thing. And then it's like, wait, you can do that? That's allowed? I can just go and change my gender? Let's sign me up. Let's go.
That's so real. Fucking, I remember on my way out of my doctor's, before I moved for the first time, I turned around and was talking to her because I was like, yeah, I gotta find, somewhere where I can start transitioning and blah blah blah. And she turns around, she goes, "You're trans? I could have used the right name and everything this whole time." And I was like, "Oh." Just like in awe. Just that I don't know how to react ever. But I'm
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm always shocked when I find more supportive people than I think would be.
Mhm.
That's all I was adding. Sorry.
No, you're good. I am lucky enough where when I came out, I also came out to my siblings, and they have been really, really supportive. My brother a little bit more than my sister. So I have an older sister, younger brother. My sister, I think, didn't expect anything. My brother, I think it kind of took him a little bit by surprise, but also he's very, very open minded about that kind of stuff and has been incredibly supportive. And he's going to help me come out to my parents later on this month. I wrote a letter. I sent it over to him. I need to bug him about it because I was like, hey, have you read it? Because I wanted him to read it over and um let me know if I need to change anything or anything. But he's like hasn't gotten back to me. But basically, I wrote a letter to my parents. He's going to deliver it and be there to answer any questions they might have. Hopefully, takes some of the shock factor out of the initial reaction because I honestly really don't know how my parents are going to react. But yeah, that's a plan for the future for the end of the month, apparently.
Well, fingers crossed it goes well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish you luck.
Yeah.
Worst case, you got all of us. We're supportive with you.
And also, like,
I was gonna say it blows my mind how supportive everybody has been in the community and online and everything like that.
yeah, it's good. It's good.
I know I was out as non-binary before. That was since I started streaming as my streaming on this channel. I want to say I've been non-binary the whole time, and then I made the announcement of coming out as trans, and everybody was like, "Yay!"
But
You
yeah,
were
I was
saying,
just
Lab?
gonna say, like even if initially, if it's a negative reaction from them, that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna stay that. Like with my
Mhm.
experience, my parents, it was negative for a year, but it took them some time. But now again, my mom's like my biggest, supportive person in my corner, and so people can change. It's not always, but if they do, it's
Mhm.
great. And so.
Ah. Let's see.
And then you get cards every holiday that's just like, to my very special daughter. My mom loves giving cards.
I'd kill for cards like that. Unfortunately, it's just my older relatives who don't know still. So
Mhm.
pain.
Yeah, Blue expect a Christmas card.
Noted.
Expected Christmas card.
My mom's like,
Ah.
I need the address so I can get my Christmas cards ready. I'm like, Mom, it's June. Like, chill out. And she's like, yeah, but I gotta select the right one. I gotta do because she does calligraphy, so she might like do like something special.
The two of you were just on a. I know, but the two of you were just on a trip to see each other. How did that go?
Yeah,
What were some of the fun stuff that happened on it?
I think it went well.
I really liked it. It was really nice. It was cute. And
Yeah, we went to a rent fair and it was
Really fun.
wonderful. And I just
Really fun.
tried the goat milk soap I bought
Ooh, how was
like
it?
yesterday and today. It's really nice actually. It's really nice.
Yeah. Like I got sunburned a bit on my shoulder. That's like the only bad thing that happened to me. But everything else was amazing and wonderful, and I love being with Blue. It was so fun. Yeah, the Ren Fair, the jousting was so cool. There's like a meta storyline throughout the Ren Fair. It's really cool. Also, like I just have a very funny. How do I say this? America's funny because it's like so close to Canada, but like also different. Like your mailboxes have the little flags that you pop up in like the rural areas. I'm just like, that's so cute. I wish we did that here. Like it's just like this. I don't know.
Yeah, my dad still thinks that's the funniest thing ever.
It's just so quaint. It's so quaint. It's so cute. Like, yeah. Met Blue's parents, and they're rad. I thought they were really cool, and I hope they liked me.
They loved you.
Oh, good.
Not good.
I was
love
nervous
that.
at first. I was nervous at first, but yeah, it was really good.
What what type of content do each of you make?
How would I put it? I both intentionally and unintentionally do really masochistic games. That's like, if anyone has watched like anything I've done, they would know, like, especially recently, if like considering like last month I started doing like the Mist, Gas, and Vapors only playthrough of Elden Ring, which means I only do like Poison Mist, Raising Mist, Fia's Mist, Night's Mist. It's in like volcano pods and everything like that. Sleep pods. It's really just and then like with Hardcore World of Warcraft, when I was playing that like a couple of months earlier this year, I did end up reaching level 60 on my Troll Shaman Doomhouse server.
Let's go.
That took about like 3.5 months, I want to say, because I just got that done in like very early, like May. I enjoy challenges. I enjoy achievement hunting. I enjoy 100% in games. I like challenge. I like to go after the hunt, I guess. It's part of the reason why I also enjoy like PvP. Or I have in the past. I just haven't really done anything PvP related since like Fortnite, I think. Because nothing really scratches that itch right now.
Mm-hmm. What about Sky? What kind of stuff? What kind of content do you play? What kind of games and stuff do you do?
I like to say that I'm a variety, as always, but I definitely leaned a heavier game genre due to, I guess, some of my rebranding reason, which was Gunslinger. I play a lot of shooters and FPS and things that are, I guess, quote unquote, mechanically challenging to me, because I do enjoy shooters a lot. I want to enjoy other games more though, because God, is it hard for me to actually enjoy some other games. Like there was one that I was really excited for that just went into a demo, and it's kind of like what's it called? It's like AK Zolotl, which is like a top-down like bullet hell.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I've been enjoying those. I just have to stream them. I keep keep getting lost. Like I've played Haste now. Like I'm enjoying Haste. It's just I really gotta lock down games that I
I've been
have.
following that game for years now.
It's nice. It's nice. It's by the makers of who made Cluster Truck. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I've been following Haste since it was one of the totally accurate guys running down the hill.
Haste is good and all, but I like Leisurely instead.
Fair. I like my survival games too, though. So it's not all there. I do want to find some people to play 7 Days with.
Yeah.
I just keep forgetting to ask around.
I had yeah, sorry for that little comment. I have a friend, Cypher, friend of the show. He loves making puns, and I just heard his voice pop into my head, and it's like he would say something about something about slow. Let's find a word for slow.
Lav, what kind of
Yes.
kind of content do you make?
I say it boils down to 3 different categories it fits into. One of them's on hiatus right now, but it was the biggest one I did for the longest time. I need to get back to his visual novels. Me and a friend of mine, Bunny, Banui, if I'm going to spell her name biblically accurately, we do visual novels. We've been going through the Danganronpa series. We're kind of taking a hiatus on 3. We need to get back to it just because life's been busy stuff, right? But I really like doing the visual novels, the reading, and being silly with that. The other one is tabletop. I love doing tabletop stuff. Tabletop's just it's been my passion for like a decade or so. I love it so much. It's very funny. Getting back to like coming out is when I came out to my tabletop group. They're like, "Yeah, you always play girl characters, and you really like it when like we call you she and her." So we kind of figured. I was like, "Yeah, okay." Okay, well.
Shaking your hand.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, the tabletop group saw it before me. It's like, yeah, well, I didn't know it existed. You should have told me it existed. Anyways, and then the last category is like a free for all. It's the you know the budget barrel DVD things where you can find anything. It's whatever spur of the moment thing I'm into. So sometimes like I'll stream. Sometimes I'll be obsessed about a game and I'll just stream that a week straight. Like Disco Elysium, I was doing like 14-hour stream days of it because I was obsessed. And I might have done that with Clair Obscura for the fact that I was worried about my PC running it and stream and all that. So sometimes I just get the brainworms, and it's like, well, let's just share the brainworms with people.
Like Night Rain.
Yeah, like Night Rain. Night Rain might actually be a contender to become a 4th category on its own because I really like Night Rain a lot.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Lav being the DM for multiple games now that I'm going to be a part of. Blue's going to be a co-DM for one of the ones in the future.
Ooh,
here
exciting.
soon, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't know when you are planning on starting that other one.
Well, it's gonna be a while for Starfinder because books aren't not out yet. It's still in playtest and all that.
I was more referring to the Gladiator one.
That's gonna be like sooner than that, like probably like later this month.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta sit down. The trip, I think, kind of.
Yeah, the trip took precedent.
Yeah.
Right. But for those who know, on the Discord, I do have a Lancer role where I ping for uploads for the Lancer game that Lav is recording and posting to her YouTube. Well, I don't know if the other ones are going to be recorded yet. I think that's still to be decided. But Lav does run a Lancer campaign for, I know me and Blue are players in it. Cypher, RNG, Skip Skipperson, and Knife Uwu are all also players.
He has an F in. There's a Knife Uwu is a different person we found out, so we gotta make the distinction. Yeah, we gotta make the distinction. It's Knife Uwu.
That game is taking an interesting turn.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a lore drop last night for things I didn't know what was going on with my character, and it wasn't even my character involved.
No, you guys got hit with the splash of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, other things talking about Night Rain, and content that I've been playing. a lot of what I've been doing has been focused on Souls-like type games. For a long time, that is a massive. I absolutely adore the genre. I don't know why, but for I don't know, the better part of 10 years, I don't think it's been a full 10 years, but the better part of 10 years, I have been kind of addicted to Souls-like type games, even though they frustrate the hell out of me sometimes. I mean, for years now, I've been calling Dark Souls my comfort series. Something about it, just the consistency of how it will screw you over, is extremely comforting for me. But like lately, one sec, we got a raid.
Hi, Raiders.
Hello.
A moth raid. Oh my god, love to see
Hel-
that.
Hello, Dr. Resurgence. Hello, welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome on in. Anybody who's new here, my name is ZumiVT, transfer as streamer, owner, proprietor of the Nest here on Twitch. Currently conducting an interview for our second group of interviews with these fellow also members of the Alphabet Mafia, Varelli Blue, Lavender Gardens, and Gunslinger Sky. How was Fall Guys? Hello.
Oh, hope you
I know,
fell and or not fall.
I was just saying how Souls-likes have been a massive part of my channel. I recently beat Black Myth Wukong. I recently beat Lies of P, although now I'm playing through the DLC that just came out. On the channel, I did beat the Elden Ring DLC with Adicilli. How do you say the first name of her?
Adicillini. Adicilla.
Adicilla. I keep saying it wrong. I just call her Leonie. So I just beat that. To think of other Souls likes I played on the channel. I know I have years ago played through the original Dark Souls series.
Nice. Have you ever played the Nioh games?
Nioh? I have not.
Yeah, Nioh. They're very fun. They're some would argue they're a splinter off of Souls, and they kind of do their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I say this because Nioh 3 got announced at the State of Play, so it's like, yeah, I adore Nioh 2. It's one of my fave Soul games. I love, really fun. I like the stance system and the key blast system. It's a whole bunch of good stuff.
I also want to play Bloodborne on the channel at some point. I think that'd be a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
Bloodborne's good.
I did just get a totally legal version of the game
Nice.
running.
Yeah, you got the PlayStation 3 going.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The PlayStation 3 built into my PC.
Yeah. Wait, was it PlayStation 3 or 4? I think it's PlayStation 4. Yeah,
The pop-out tray.
it's PlayStation 4. I forget. I'm literally looking at my copy right here, and I misread the 3 or 4 as a 3.
But I don't know if Blue knows. Just the other day, I technically 100%ed achievement-wise for Night Rain.
I figured as much. I'm still working on that. I'm really close though.
I'm also really close.
I found out that the achievement for beating the Shape of Night with all the different characters, I think it counts members in your party. Because when I was keeping track of it, I still had like 3 other characters when I got the achievement to do. Which makes sense because those were members in my party in each of the attempts, the ones that I had not done.
Okay, jealous. I struggled with Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not finish it.
Did you get stuck or what happened?
Yeah, you got that. I think I threw about 10 hours worth of attempts at the boss I was stuck on, and then I just kind of like stopped.
Do you remember which boss?
I do.
Which
Malekith.
Malik? Oh my god, Malekith is one of the worst ones.
And I think that was pre-patched before they made him just a little bit easier.
Did they nerf Malekith?
I think so. Like way in the past, back in fucking 2022.
I
But I think so, at least.
still hate
Oh.
Malekith.
Fucking, I tried to even switch my build and everything. I just couldn't beat him.
Also,
I have 50
Dr. Resurgent with the self-care check. It's almost time for the ad, so I'm just gonna take that when the ad starts playing. We'll step away for the BRB screen. Sorry.
Fucking,
I
I put
didn't mean to-
roughly 50 hours into Elden Ring, so I threw a good attempt.
Mhm.
I mean, I've been saying I need to pick it back up at some point. I wanted to play Night Rain because I do
Oh.
like those kind of like types where it's like closing circle sort of deal.
Night Rain's really fun, and
That makes sense to play Fortnite.
yeah,
I play a lot of things. I started playing Warzone.
God,
That's been a
Lab, we
blast.
have a story about a terrible random that we had the other day.
oh, the Guardian.
It still frustrates me.
Not using your skills correctly.
God. So for people who don't know, Guardian is like my favorite character in the game. I would consider Guardian my main, even though I haven't played him in a little bit. He has like a Guardian. He has like a stance you can enter, and then like his ultimate picks teammates up. The random was initiating fights with his ultimate. So whenever me or Lav would go down, his ultimate wouldn't be available for us. Plus, if one of us were down, he would ult the boss rather than ulting one of us. And then he wasn't attacking either. He was just sitting there with his shield out, and it's like, no wonder we're being targeted because he's just not even a threat.
Yeah, like there's a point where like we both got down and he just kind of stood there by Zumi and just like, yeah, okay, I'll start hitting now. It's like okay, it took too long.
Needing to make like Shaberi's Whoa a necklace to pick up. That would be phenomenal, I feel, as a Revenant player. Not Revenant, Executor.
Did your tracking stop working, Blue?
Oh no, it did. Oh shit. Well, I don't know how long that's been like that. I may need to exit the bar and re-enter.
We got into some of the good liquor.
Got into some of the good liquor.
Lou was just staring hard at the liquors.
Yeah.
Hey. It's
Oh,
top
I-
shelf stuff as well as
Yeah.
me. That's
Yeah,
fine
you're-
there.
Your top shelf stuff, babe.
Yeah. I know I said I just got into the Liza P DLC. I didn't realize when I had woken up, like I woke up during the announcement basically
Yeah.
for the Liza
Yeah.
P DLC, and they were like, "Hey,
They-
by the way, it's available."
They stealth launched that. They're just like, yeah, here. Because I was expecting it like down the road.
Same.
Yeah, they did during the awards, right? Or not the
Yeah.
awards. The
The
State of Play.
Summerfest or whatever it is.
One of them.
Some direct. I don't know. Some direct thing.
There's so many things they do.
And then
I can't keep up with it all.
And then I logged on for stream, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna log another like 10 to 11 hour stream, whatever the fuck it is. And like I looked at my achievements, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm the first one to get these achievements, but dear God, it says I'm 0.0% of players have these achievements.
Damn.
Which is even funnier because I'm playing a New Game Plus, and that shit sucks. One of those bosses frustrated me to the point of almost rage quitting.
Damn.
Not like almost rage quitting the stream, not the game.
Yeah, fair. Sometimes you need to take a break if it's like getting too much.
Yeah, I ended up clearing it. It's just one of those. It's a boss where it has a built-in co-op function. Like there's an NPC that helps you, but his health bar is like a fraction of the boss's. And it's like, wish you were a normal helper and not you. But it's
Yeah.
kind of cool because it's a story thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Blue's back.
Welcome back,
Access.
yeah. The ad is going to be playing here in about 30 seconds. Well, I know we got a self-care. We're going to take this time. We're going to go to a BRB screen. Take the time, step away, use the bathroom, get some food, whatever we need to. We'll be back in a few minutes if everybody wants to stick around. That way nobody misses anything during the ad. We will be right back. Hello.
Oh.
Hello, we return.
We
Hello.
are back.
Howdy, partners.
Meowdy.
Meowdy. Reminds me of the what you were doing in Helldiver's lab. The meowdy.
Yeah. Meowdy.
I will so I know this is a month-long thing that we're doing for as the charity group. What kind of events are each of you cooking for stuff that's upcoming? I know I've got the interviews that I'm currently conducting and both planning. I have a third one after this that I'm currently trying to plan. I need to get on people about actually picking a date for that one. What kind of events? I know Blue, you were talking about potentially doing a bingo or something, or some other ideas too.
hmm Yeah, Elden Ring Bingo's like the top one, I want to say. This is something I've been wanting to do like forever, and like this is a great time to like try it out.
Mhm.
Since we got like a lot of people like dedicated towards like the same cause, plus Night Ring came out and whatnot. So there's a lot of itchy people for like Soul Sex, I want to feel.
um, I know you've talked a little bit about to me about like what's involved. Like if you want to do a rundown for people in chat, if you want to talk about that too, if you want to yap about it, go ahead.
Sure. Essentially, there is a site. It's Elden Ring Bingo sounds like very gimmicky and whatnot. It's not a new idea at all. Um, it's actually fairly popular within the Elden Ring community at this point. I'd say it's even like has transcended. I think it may have actually started like the other Souls games. I may be wrong. Who knows? I never really looked into the history of it. But
Mhm.
it is a thing, and not just for Elden Ring. It's for like Borderlands 2, 1, 3, prequel, Wonderland. It's like a just a as long as the game doesn't have like too much like randomness, it could be unfair. For example, like roguelites would be a bit of a stretch unless you get like the same seed and whatnot, or something like that. And while Borderlands does have like RNG, for example, with like the guns and drops, whatnot, the gameplay still has like enough of it there to where like, hey, it doesn't need to be an exact match. It's kind of like there's enough of it like there, like dedicated to like a specific item, to where like you can like yeah, for like example, Borderlands 2, yeah, dedicating like farm spots and whatnot. So like it's not
Mhm.
that difficult to get like a specific weapon. You just gotta like dedicate time towards it. And
Okay.
so if you get like another player to go head to head against in their own game, it's basically who can like farm the fastest. If it is a weapon they're going after, it could be a boss kill, could be talk to a specific vendor, talk to do a specific quest. You have options. You have options. Um,
Okay.
and so what most often happens is that the two players, if it's a 1v1 or 2v2, those are like the two like most popular like forms. Uh, you end up sharing a bingo card, all four of you, and the goal is two players are playing. You either go for you can either play non-lockout or lockout. I prefer lockout. I really tried it. But lockout looks way more fun because you have get the fuck against the other player. Uh, for example, if they're going for 5 in a row, you can like go for that specific one in their way and screw them over. I think that's fun. I find screwing people over very fun. All in the name of competition, of course. Uh, so it's all fun and giggle.
Blue's screwing people over when.
Look, someone has to play the heel. Anywho, but yeah, for Elden Ring, like there's like other popular VTubers who've done it. It's popular with non-VTubers who've done it. I know a particular one I like to watch is like Dandy Floss. She does
Okay.
it a lot. Um, but yeah, there's like a specific site. You host a server. It costs nothing. It's just a small little room. You drag the other players in, and yeah, go at it. Yeah, go at it. Even at zone overlay for stream, it's perfect. It's like there's also like a tournament for this sort of thing, especially with Elden Ring. I think there's like an actual like a season tournament kind of thing where there's like some rules and whatnot you have to follow.
Ooh.
I know for 2v2 is the I think recently with the DLC they've done like one player is dedicated towards like the base game, the other is dedicated towards like the DLC. And another interesting thing I feel they have done is they also done like they will do it with the randomizer on, so everyone shares the same seed and whatnot, and essentially they kind of have to like it's a little bit of a luck factor, but it's the kind of luck where it makes it interesting. And it's also not really RNG technically. It's a matter of did it like the randomizer play to your favor?
Okay. You could even use the randomizer. Yeah, even guarantee. Yeah, because I know the randomizer you can guarantee seeds as long as everybody's on the same settings, anyways.
Yep.
Could be fun.
Yeah,
Sky
nothing
and
like
Lav, do you have any specific plans for potential collabs or other things like that?
Yes. This one also involves Blue, but also Urkel and um Rosa.
Rosa.
We're planning on doing Dokapon, which for those that don't know, Dokapon is like, what if we took an RPG and mixed it with Mario Party, and it's designed to hurt your friends.
To hurt your friends in ways never thought imaginable.
Mhm. So it's a fun time. I adore Dokapon. It's such a good time. It's such a good game.
It is known
Again,
as a friendship killer.
Mhm.
again, Blue screwing people over? Never.
I'm so excited for
I
our Toxic
remember
Yuri arc.
Yeah. I remember the first time I got introduced to it by my friend Tumi. Um, like turn one, I killed one of the other players, and I just went for the
Seriously?
raw crit. Yeah, I just went for the strike, which is like the Hail Mary maneuver. I was playing fighter. I went for this super bully tactic, and it paid off. Dokapon
Dope.
Kingdom Connect.
It's so good. So that's a fun collab. I was also thinking, like, since we hit our goal already, I kind of want to do, um, I want to do something silly, but I still need to decide what. Because my first immediate thought was like, oh, I'll just stream Sonic 06. But I gotta figure out how
Oh,
to make that work. Because I want to play a game that's not good. Because I think
be
those are
fun.
really fun.
Be funny to stream Sonic 06 and also get like a Sonic OC as a PNG up on the screen.
Oh my god, that'd be so cute. That'd be so cute.
Do they
Yeah,
have moths in Sonic?
they don't have bugs yet, but I can make one. That's not true. That's not true. I lied. Charmy the Bee's a bee. They don't have moths, but they have a bee.
They have a bee.
So I can work. I can work. They have a bee. I can be a moth. So yeah, I have to see about how to set it up because I have a copy of it. I have a disc. I bought it on launch. I just gotta see about getting the whole computer process set up with my PlayStation. So
That's fair.
other than that, I might do also another bad game. So I love the Devil May Cry franchise. Devil May Cry 2. It's not good. It ain't good. So I might do that one as a little funny thing.
That could be fun.
Mm-hmm. Just something as like a little punishment stream, because we hit a goal so early. Let's do something to raise the stakes. But I need to cook some more.
Sky, do you have any plans for collabs or anything for the month?
Maybe eventually. I have a hard time talking to people. I always do. So it's hard for me to set up things because I'm always shy about it. But I definitely need to take a look at my game, see if other people have games, and see if I can set something up.
You have Helldivers?
Unfortunately,
You want it? You want to do a Helldiver thing? There's four
I-
of us right here.
I mean, yeah, I could try.
You could try.
Helldivers is iffy on my list, shockingly. I kind of suck at it.
Oh,
Really
it's fine.
bad.
We're here to have fun. I think Helldivers is funny. I like getting blown up.
I have a
getting
lot of that
blown up as a-
happening.
I like getting blown up as I get something yeeted at me.
Yeah.
I did see some mods I do want to try on Helldivers at some point because I thought they were funny. Zumi's seen it. I've sent her the TikTok of it.
Mods? Oh, like the
The Mega Meme one.
yeah. Yeah.
I think that'd give me a good giggle, but I've also been I gotta see if anyone has repo because maybe I get some people together for repo.
Yeah, Repo.
We do some uncapped lobbies and some small modding, something silly.
Yeah, you got people. I know you can ask me. I'd be down to do some collabs.
Hi, Aiko. Aiko's apparently excited for repo.
we played repo with Echo a lot. Me and Squirp. We play a lot of things with Echo. Like we play COD, we play repo, I think we played Lethal Company as well in the past.
Okay.
I don't know. I gotta figure things out because at some point I need to stand ground and actually socialize, and that's hard. It's always hard.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Well, here, let me. I'm going to add you live. This is live. I'm adding you as a friend. So now the one barrier has been removed.
One barrier removed.
Yes. If you want to do a repo and whatnot, again, you got a whole server full of people that are cool. So
Mhm.
could definitely do something.
Do y'all have any questions for me? I know a couple of you know me fairly well, just because you've been around for a while. But anything, even if it's something you already know, but just want to know from other people, type thing.
Give me a sec. I can cook something. I just need time.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
It's so
Willow
funny. The
wants to
moment
see-
you ask about a question, my brain's just like, shut off. I'm just like, ah!
My brain's not much better.
We I still need to make a I still need to make a collage of how many times I've run into signs, walls, and buildings when I was using the jetpack in Helldiver.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's really good. I actually just thought of something that
Yeah.
this is a Phil question for everybody. How did you come up with your VTuber design and idea?
I can go first because I have an answer because I've answered this one a few times. Give people time to get their thoughts together. So when I first started VTubing, I worked in the aviation industry. Planes have actually been a part of my life, both in career and upbringing, ever since I can really remember. My grandfather was in the Air Force, and he used to let me play with little airplane models. He used to give me like the little cards that like the little info pamphlets that used to go with them. So I used to read about them. They've always just kind of interested me for a while. When I was in college, I also got my pilot's license. I'm not licensed to be a paid pilot, but I can fly a plane if I really wanted to. So I incorporated all of that into the bird aspect. Also, the bar has the aviation aspect into it as well. That's what kind of spawned the first design that I had, which then I updated to be. I had the help of Psi Definition is what he goes by, for updating the design to further encompass the aviation aspect. And I do have a new design since coming out as trans, which is a female version, and some aspects have even been further tweaked on that one. And there's currently a model being worked on by Korbiaki.
Woo!
I'm gonna give Corby a shout out.
Did you mean the original design or the current?
Either or.
Either or. Okay, I've gone to the origin story. I guess my VTuber comes from it's been a lot. I'm trying to like gather all of it. Back when I was in school, I used to draw, and this was like one of my characters I used to draw a lot of. But over the years, it obviously changed a lot. It changed way a lot. First, because I have a fascination with space. Space is one of my favorite things to like get lost in, because I love space. It's kind of where I shot at the beginning when I officially like landed more so on my feet with model. Is like, oh, I need to figure out what my staple is. I need to create something that is the embodiment of me. So back then, I guess my staple became my star ears, because my ears are in the shape of, or not in the ears, but the floof inside has a star. Which I've held true to through all of the design changes I've had over the years.
Okay.
But yeah.
Heck yeah.
Well, if you've been watching me for years, you would know that this is exactly my first design. Initially, I was actually a chameleon. And I still have that model to this day. That was, I want to say, like a time period where I was still freshly coming out of the egg and whatnot. So it was very, I want to say casual. I took it very casually. I'm that kind of person. It wasn't amazing. I mean, it was, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It's like so, but like the current design, um, I wanted to say actually no wait, one more thing about the chameleon model. I actually I went with chameleon because one, I like lizards, um, but also because I was coming out of my shell more, and so it was the way I saw it was I was becoming more visible. If you see the joke, um, although chameleons don't actually camouflage, they have the reputation for it, but that's not exactly the whole truth. And so like that was like kind of the joke. It's like, but as
I
for
love
my
that.
changeling model, the changeling model started being like a concept like 2 years in. I want to say 2, 3 years in, because at that point I've been doing this for so long, and that I started to become jaded per se, and so I just got really tired and exhausted and what. So I I had a newfound confidence, but I also at the same time had a maybe emerging darkness per se. And so the winter like fleshing changeling thing, it was a way of showcasing this more aggressive side of me. And so I actually in comparison to the chameleon, I was very I won't lie, my chameleon model was very it was in between Uwu and like kinda like Boobalicious, I guess. It's like I that wasn't who I was anymore. I mean, sure, it still had punk aspects, but like there was an edge now. And so I wanted to sharpen that edge and put it on display.
Mhm.
And I do not regret doing so. I mean, sure, I have the chibi model right now, but I won't lie, I really like this model. It's made by oh, fuck, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. Levin, yeah, Levin Storm, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
Levi, he did such a wonderful job making this. He also made, like, my portrait profile for, like, Discord and, like, social media, Twitch, and all that.
Mhm.
He did such a great job. They are amazing to work with. And so another thing about me is, like, I have a huge fascination with the Fae. That's, like, the other half of it.
Mhm.
Like, one's, like, an actual, like, personal reason, the other reason's just, brain rot.
Brain
I
rot.
know a lot about the Fae. I've done so much research, like, for the design, and not only the design, just, like, personal interest. One of my favorite games is Kingdoms of Amular Reckoning. That's a RPG, came out in 2011. It's a remaster, which came with some additional DLC for free. And also, since my fascination with the Fae is so great, I also have done additional research for like Celtic Christianity, because honestly, the thing about Catholic Christianity is that the beliefs of it is essentially that while it does like follow the tenets of the Bible, it's like 50-50. It's also paganism. And so the 12th Didanon, while not in the Bible, but like culturally, it's like accepted. It's like part of it. And
Mhm.
so it's like I feel like in my research, I dedicated just as much research into that, and I still need to continue doing so. In comparison, it's like a new thing I started doing. But it's like something that's giving me like a lot of like inspiration for my Fae RPG setting that I will probably at this point I don't know if I'll ever get to, like, considering we're building the gladiator setting with Lav, and I don't know if it will get made, but at least the ideas are still there. We'll see what happens in the future.
Hmm.
Other than that,
One of the questions I wanted to bring up, uh, I haven't started yet, but voice training
Mm.
for the two of you. I know I don't think Sky you've started yet, right?
Uh, um, I've semi been working on it, not like hard dedication, but at least testing my vocal ranges a few times a week.
Okay. What for the two of you, what worked? What advice do you have? And how long have you been voice training?
Oh gosh, mine's
okay.
yeah. I'll let Blue go because mine's silly.
Mine's silly, but it's a hard truth also. And I mean this in the nicest way possible. Stop being a bitch and do it. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Because I know so many people are just, like, scared to do it. Like, you're gonna fail. Like, you're already failing by being scared to do it. Because you're not doing it at all. And the thing about the voice, and I encourage everyone to look at this, not like, even if you're cis, I want you to look at it this way. The voice is a muscle. It's not like this universally accepted thing that you have to have. It's like I can throw this thing like so many different ways. It's really amazing when you really think about it. And I can do so much with it. And it's so wonderful. I can twist it like a knife, no matter how many ways. And I find it so really fun. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like, it's a muscle. Like, the more you play with it, the more you fuck with it, you can do so much, baby.
Ah, you sent me a clip of you before transitioning, and dear God, you have a good voice now. You had a good voice then. It just like ah.
What? You just gotta practice. Trust me. Oh, I'll wither away.
Laugh with it. What were
Yeah,
you? What were
mine's
your
mine's less conventional. It's so I had a public facing job at the time. I was teaching axe throwing, and I noticed people were like confused on how to gender me, and I was like, "Oh, it's the voice is throwing it off." They look at me and they're like, "Ma'am," and then I talk and I'm like, "Sir?" What? So I was like, I should probably just whatnot. So I just kept talking and practicing until eventually people just gendered me correctly. So I just out in the field, live demonstration. I just kept trying different things until it worked. I would not recommend that, especially if you have social anxiety. But I just kind of like, this works for me. I need feedback, and how are they gendering me? How are they perceiving me? That's the realest feedback I could get. I was teaching axe throwing. Yeah, it was fun. I'm horrible at it now because I'm very out of shape in my. Anyways, muscle arms are on. But yeah, it's you could definitely do this in a more enclosed environment, but it's the same thing with how I view doing art, because I do art as well. You're not going to be good at something you have no experience with, so just keep doing it until you are good at it, right? Failure is scary, but once you realize that like you can't get good at something unless you do fail, you just go at it. But definitely try doing it in a more safer thing if speaking to random strangers who might judge you is scary, then that's totally fair. Don't do that.
I have a thing to add on to this.
Mhm.
I did all my voice training. Well, voice training in quotes. I kind of just did it on the fly, like during my early stream years. That's kind of like the environment I did.
Mm.
And like within like a month or two in, I want to say, maybe 3, I don't know. It was June at some point at that time. I was streaming like Minecraft or whatever. And I like very early in got like a compliment on my voice. And of course it was from another trans woman at that time. Uh and so I kind of just stuck there at that voice. It hasn't really changed too much. Like I found like a great area to like test it was like just streaming, honestly.
Yeah,
It's a
streaming's
good
good
playing
element.
field, I feel.
Anything that you're talking a lot, you can try something. Because I still want to do some voice training because I want different voice registers, mostly for tabletop stuff.
Yeah.
So I could throw out different character voices.
Hmm. I had a plan to start at the beginning of the month, and then I got sick, and I was like, "Oh God, this is gonna be rough if I try to start now." And I've just been trying to wait for the cough to go away.
Yeah, that's fair. You gotta look after your voice. Again, like Blue said, it is a muscle, which means you gotta
Mhm.
make sure it's in a proper, healthy state to use it because you don't want to strain it, especially if you're
Mhm.
sick.
I also recommend singing in the car. I don't care
Yeah,
how stupid it looks, sing in the fucking car.
or in the shower.
Trust
Or the
me, I
shower,
go to
yeah.
town in the car. Fucking. I sing quite literally everything that comes on, as long as I know it well.
As you should. As you should.
Yeah, I actually want to like circle back to what Blue said about streaming because that I think is really good because there's video of it, and so you can see and be like, how did this sound? Do I like it? Do I not? Because the way I did it, I just had
Yes.
feedback from other people, so I just it was the Wild West for me. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it worked out in the end.
Wild West, you said.
Meowdy, tip
Meowdy.
that.
Yeah. Whenever I do like a new voice or like I hit something new, or like try something like a bit different than what I normally do, like voice wise. If I have like record of it, I go back and listen to it just so I can like hear what it sounded like, get notes and whatnot. And like that's like another thing that like I didn't think about it. I mean I did, but I didn't think about mentioning it. It's another great tool to like actually use to your advantage.
Yeah.
I had a thought and it went away.
Fair. I want to say it's some piece of advice that I used to help me, and it's the most nonsense thing ever, but like I read it somewhere and it helped me. So think of your pant or your voice as a pair of pants, okay? And you gotta it's so weird. You have like almost like two registers, two legs, right? You gotta move your
Mhm.
voice up one side of the pant so it gets over into the other pant leg. And I don't, for some reason, visualizing that with my voice helped me get to where I am. But I
Okay.
can't make sense. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but I was like, oh, okay. I think I can kind of see it.
You have to wear the pants in order for the pants to be worn?
Yeah. It's more so like you have to move up a pant leg to go to the other pant leg.
Okay.
Another way you can look at it is you gotta try the pants on first.
That's true. You do gotta try the pants on first.
That works.
Yeah. I don't know. I like to. I'm a visualizer. I like to do silly things to think of how things work.
It's just gender fuckery. uh, I never really had a problem with practicing my voice. I think part of it's because of like D&D, tabletop and whatnot. I always like enjoyed the prospect of like voicing my characters and whatnot, and so I think I was kind of just there already.
I've put on a couple different voices for some characters for tabletops. I have a story. Willa knows about it. I was at work one night and I was given some advice for voice training. It put me in a weird spiral because so one of the here's a weird thing about voices for me. I get weird performance anxiety when doing voices in front of other people. I don't know how else to explain it, which is strange because I'll get up on stream and I'll yap for hours and I'll play whatever. But then doing a voice is different. For whatever reason, it's another anxiety I have to get over and get used to.
Okay.
I'll get over it eventually. It's just getting past that first hill. I have to actually just like get up to the get over it basically.
As Blue politely said, "Do it, bitch," or whatever.
No, I get you. I'm still in that boat where I'm because like I play D&D and stuff,
Mhm.
and fuck, is it even hard for me to be in character? I have such a hard time, especially with my voice because I'm so self-conscious on many levels.
Mhm.
But I'm just too scared to try, and that's just the reality of it.
That's valid.
Yeah. I mean, if you're scared in a public sense, I know what some people have done is they've recorded themselves just reading a book. So at least they're talking, they're doing something, they're still practicing, and it's more in a safe, enclosed environment because it's just you and the recording.
For me, it's not the act of doing it; it's doing it in front of other people.
Other people.
That
Unfortunately, I had. It's weird because I can also process the other side of it. So like I had somebody years and years and years ago who we were doing like karaoke or whatever, and they vocalized to me, they were a complete asshole about it, but they vocalized to me that I was not a good singer.
Well, fuck them. Like,
Yeah. And like
it's karaoke.
in my
It doesn't matter. You're supposed to have fun.
but like
I've
they
never
did
been to
that
karaoke.
and the shitty thing is they were a cunt. They were an asshole, they were a bitch. Like I can I know all this. But that
Fuck with
negative
you. Yeah.
feedback still fucks with me to the
Yeah,
point
no,
where
that's
I
fair.
don't really sing in front of people unless I'm super comfortable. It's something I do struggle with. It's something I do deal with mentally. So it is something I do have to get over. It's just I have to process like that. Yes, it is a matter of just doing it, but for instance for me that is something I do have to deal with, and I weirdly can also process the fact that they were just being an asshole about it. So
Yeah.
I have one thing to add on, actually. I just
Mhm.
remember. This is actually something I learned in theater class, like in high school, like years and years ago. It's really funny looking back how much mileage that class has given me. So shout out to my I'm not going to actually mention the name, of course, but like shout out to my drama teacher and also like script writing teacher.
Hmm.
He like a great way I think I that like helps me like act a fool, I guess. And like this can be applied to like kind of whatever in like a public setting is that you kind of what makes acting great is exaggeration. That's part of it. It's just a matter of do you over exaggerate or do you under exaggerate? Do you like or it's like in the middle? It's like understanding the power of exaggeration can give you such a confidence boost, I feel, at least for me. It's like just channel like think about it like maybe like a jester or something. Like channel that energy and put it out there. It's like you don't know for sure it's gonna work. Maybe you won't. Maybe you're expecting it not to, but you still need to put a lot of energy into it. You gotta put your best effort in. Put your best foot in.
Hmm. Sky, I know that you play in tabletops, and I know all of us do. What kind of characters are y'all playing right now? If you want to talk about those.
Oh boy. Ooh, Memento. Funny enough, I have art for her. She's great. Oh man. So her class is kind of like a homebrew mix. So
Mhm.
the class that was created was Arcane Sniper.
Okay.
Which means that she can kind of like enchant her guns eventually, hopefully. But she's kind of like a fighter mixed with a ranger in a sense, and she's great. I really like playing her. She's nerdy as shit, and I'm nerdy as shit. So it's just kind of a piece of me is what I threw at the character, and I really enjoy her. Um, my last one was an Eldritch Knight, but they always stick cat girls because that's just me.
What's her name and a little bit of a backstory if you don't mind sharing.
Her name's Aurora Nosh. She used to live with her father after their parents split. She used to have a brother who went missing when she was working for the Black Cat's Forge. She's been to the Feywild. She's been Fey touched. Is essentially the feat I took for her. And yeah, that's kind of like a rundown of it. She does tinkering. She kind of like messes with a lot of things and tries to make guns better in her own way.
Okay. What about Lav and Blue? I know I'm in a campaign with Blue's character.
Ah, yes. Avaya Sakali. That is my Lancer character. She is an android. Lancer is a mecha war game with TTRPG elements. At least there can be TTRPG elements, which we heavily leaned into. It's very like Evangelion and like Gundam. Like it's the classics essentially, and I want to play like a android, some new type elements that haven't really been fully explored yet. We'll get there at some point. And so essentially, we took some inspiration from I didn't know this at the time, until I played the game. Oh, what fuck was it
Sleeper
called?
Citizen.
Sleeper Citizen, yes, Sleeper Citizen. Super Citizen's like a TTRPG, like not online, but like a playable game on Steam. There's 1, there's 2, and like for 3 instead of like making like a video game, they're just making it like if I remember correctly, a fucking like actual book for it.
Yeah, they made
So-
a solo TTRPG. It's great.
Yeah. Which I'll probably get.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because after playing the first one, I'm hooked. I have the second one. I haven't gotten to it yet. I cried. I did cry. I saw it.
Yeah.
And one thing about me, I very rarely cry. I'm very stoic, hard-headed, whatnot. Maybe even cold at times. But anyways, it's like for Citizen, like you have these androids, in a sense, and they are like they put a conscious into a robot essentially, and your body's falling apart. And so, what these streamers do, or sleepers, I should say, sleepers do, is that a good portion of them, like, break free from like corporate like chains and whatnot, because they get crap to do like work for them, and they like the person who like becomes a like sleeper or anything does it to like escape either their troubles or like keep on living, or like or for like cash benefit, like send the cash over to the family, like put the kids through college, whatnot, that sort of deal. And so in the game, you play a sleeper, you're essentially like one of the rogue sleepers, like, and so you're trying to like survive, but because you need like a special fluid to survive, you had to get really creative because you're not with the company anymore. You're falling apart rapidly. And so that's a constant thing you gotta work with. And you're probably seeing elements of that already in Afaya's arcs right now, Zumi. And so
I was gonna say, is that something you're dealing with in game yet?
yes. You might have been
She's
gone.
dying right now. She has
Yeah,
like 6 months to a year to live.
Yeah,
You might have been gone that session.
I think I think I missed that session. I missed
Yeah.
the last couple.
yeah. Anyways, with Avaya like slowly decaying, unless she like not only maintains her body, but also there's a spiritual, not really spiritual, but there's like a mix of spiritual and mental like thing with it. And so what we did with Afaya is that she, instead of calling them dreamers, we call them sleepers, and sleepers, very similar process, clone the personality into an android, except android's a bit more human looking in comparison to sleepers. Sleepers look a bit more like the androids, or like robots from Alien, I guess, a little bit more, but still very much human. And so she kind of has to like come to terms with her like dreamer, who is happens to be one of the other players' former teammates, or squad mates from the Imperial Army, which is Sindorian, which is nice character. And so, well, Soren Dorian's nice character. And so, which is something I hid for like months and months and months, and it blew a nice fucking mind, as Laz said it would. And so, it's a, I put a lot of work into Avaya. And so, there's gonna be like a lot of Avaya, like up to this point, has been just like slowly unveiling everything, and now it's like actually to like the fixing part. So like the actual journey of like putting the pieces together and like filling out the pages.
Mhm.
We have
Uh,
ads in like 30 seconds. You probably should let that run.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can talk about my character and Lav. I know you're
I actually
running
have a
games.
character.
do?
I'm in a game now. I
Well,
wasn't a game,
well,
but yeah, we can talk after.
we'll talk about that after the ads.
Intermission.
uh, during the ads, make sure you get up, take a stretch, get some food, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to.
Yes,
We'll
girl.
be back after the ads.
I love her.
And we are back. Let me. Music again.
Hello.
We return.
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Meowdy.
Meowdy.
But yeah,
Meowdy.
Oop.
Go ahead, Blue.
where were we?
We
Uh,
talked about characters.
oh yeah, Faya. Yeah, I think I covered most of Faya, but I do have like another character. I've been playing, or like I was playing. We kind of like on hiatus right now, I guess.
Yeah,
Officially,
time
unofficially
zones
at this
suck.
point. Uh, Lab's been running a Prowlers and Paragons campaign. It's basically superheroes, vigilantes, stuff like that. Uh, our entire party consists of 3 vigilantes so far, and I play Madam Obituary, which is like a paranormal like detective slash reporter. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 type of deal. And so her whole thing is essentially that her lover, she wasn't always like a super powered like freak and whatnot. It was very normal actually. In fact, she got her powers through like a ancient ritual, which she did like some Indiana Jones like relic hunting and whatnot for. And why she did this is because she needed like power and whatnot. Well, I say power, but it's for like she needed like a specific set of skills to avenge her lover who died and was killed by a another hero who is very corpo and whatnot. And I don't know the reasons why he did it yet, but they're not good. They're not good reasons. That's all you need to know, and that's all I need to know. And so, uh, her powers essentially involve she could talk to the dead. That's like the number one big thing. That's like all her entire thing is built around talking with the dead, being very hard to kill. She's not, in terms of like ability, like most of her like strength comes from like raw intellect and manipulation and like just overall like decent dexterity and like endurance. Like a little bit of charm and whatnot, and like she has like she could blind people with her flashlight. That's one of them. That's like the funny thing. uh, Other than that, her main type of damage is just like 2 regular guns. Morte and Amori, Death and Love. You had to name the pistols, of course. So her whole thing. She used to be a news reporter back before she quit because like the last thing she ever like wrote there was like the obituaries, which is like how she got her name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like inspiration, I should say, for her name. And the last obituary she did was for her partner. And so it's basically a revenge story and seeing how far she goes because she has already burned down a house, but to be fair, it was infested by plant monsters, and I was looking at it at the time for the lens of like VTM. They were like, this seems like something where you would like want to hide it. It's like I brought it down to like hide the masquerade, although that's not the intended goal. It was just like this seems like something that fit the character.
Mm-hmm.
And like she did it very unprompted. I told nice character, Benjamin Flowers to hey, you should probably go pull a fire alarm. And then I proceeded to chase down like the flower monster.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a very interesting character. She's like the oldest character in the group. She's like in her 30s, early 30s. and like she has like a possessed like oh yeah, I forgot her like co-partner. She has a Salem witch as her like buddy cop. I guess is the best way to put it.
Salem
Basically,
Witch. I love that.
yeah, a Salem witch. Yeah. Uh, so like one of her rivals is a necromancer, Dr. Mortem, who was tracking down the Necronomicon. Turns out there's like so many versions of Necronomicon. There's like only one true version, and the true version is the version my character has. So that's fun. And so, uh, and oddly enough, Dr. Mortem was the villain that her partner was fighting at the time before being backstabbed. And so the notion is that he is the one who, in the media, killed Jetstream, which is the partner of my character, or former partner, I guess. And so after like spending like a year tracking down like rugs and whatnot, like she like has gone to like ancient decrepit like monasteries. She's gone to like Egypt. She's gone basically everywhere, just like tracking down like these necrotic artifacts and trying to like figure out where like the real like Necronomicon is, just so not only is it away from Mortem, but also so she has this ability to talk with the dead, to like glean the truth, because no one actually believes her about what happened. So part of like her whole character thing is she's a investigator and a reporter, so she could like actually spread the truth. So she has like her own little business and whatnot, just like an
Mhm.
independent journalist. And so since she has like skin in the game already, just because of her previous job, she's basically her whole thing is like a smear campaign, but also like avenging the dead.
Real quick, we just had another $25 donation by Skip.
Thank you,
Skip,
Skip.
hello. Thank you so much.
Skip.
Ooh.
Also, thank you for the Prime as well.
Woo! Let's go.
Lav, what characters are you playing right now?
So I'm actually like in between campaigns. We just finished up my Armor Esther campaign.
Mhm.
Also, yeah, I just want to point out Willa is so right. Blue is chef's kiss with characters. But yeah, so Armor Esther, it's like fantasy mecha. We're fighting this evil principality. We're like a resistance group. Think like Star Wars, right? You know, you got the evil empire. You're the rebels. So my character was she was an experiment on that the empire made, the principality made, where they injected. This setting has kaiju. That's why the mechs were first made to fight the kaiju, and then eventually humans fought wars against each other once the kaiju were kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
But so she has kaiju blood in her, and so she's part kaiju. And so she was raised basically to be a weapon to pilot these mecha, and she breaks free. And the whole campaign, she's trying to get back essentially her girlfriend. She was like another lab experiment. They grew up in the factory together, and they fought each other because her other experiment girlfriend, was used as a weapon against her. And her name was 7. My character's name was 6. And so, huge thing in the campaign was trying to get her back. She did get her back, and when they got back, they're like, "Hey, we should like actually name ourselves, so we're not just numbers." And so I came up that 7, his name is Dawn, and then my character 6 got the name Lua, because I was playing Warframe at the time, so I was thinking about that with the moon. And so yeah, and so the campaign just wrapped up. We basically saved one of the party members' mom from prison, and we're going to do a time skip and in an actual physical year come back to the campaign again and pick it back up for season 2. But she's really fun because since she was raised in like a lab facility, she doesn't know much about the outside world. She's kind of a lot of the campaign sometimes gets heavy, so I use her as a lever to either have really nice touching scenes with her girlfriend or have more comic relief of being like, I don't understand what's happening. I'm just here to kick butt and chew bubblegum, and I'm all bubblegum. So I do the not necessarily silly. She's not a silly character, but she's a levity character when things get too dark. She's there to be like touching scene with the girlfriend or funny scene about eating weird food because she's like, I grew up on this stuff, and it's like, this is like mush. What is it? It's like, yeah, it's lab mush. It's the best. I love lab mush. So yeah, that's a fun one, and she flew like a really cool mech that has like funnels, like bits that would shoot out, and it was really fast. So, but the character that I'm working on right now is for a Fabula Ultimate campaign. She was, I guess, no longer, essentially like a hit woman for like a mafia family, and everything was going fine. She mostly targeted other mafia family and corrupt politicians until some of their marks turned out to be common people that the common people got pissed off at. It was like, hey, we put up with you guys having your mob wars, but not when you come after us, not when you come after the people, the commons. And it was a classic, fall, like the wrong target was purposely set up so that this family would take the fall and be disgraced, and the other mobs could then kind of like wipe them out without a bunch of public backlash because the public was on their side, like this mob should be eradicated. And so she's just trying to find the person that set her up that essentially killed her family. So she's like a classic revenge story trying to find the mafiosa that set her up.
Mm.
And her name is Shazari de Lupacchiotto. I made her Italian. I even made a meme. That's the meme that's just someone you know is gay, someone you know is bi, someone you know is transgender, someone you know is Italian, maybe even someone you love. Think before you speak. So that was silly. So yeah, I'm excited to play her. She's gonna be more serious, stoic character, so that's gonna be fun to like that kind of no nonsense. Takes names, kicks some ass. Lab mush. We love lab mush.
For current characters I'm playing Heidi. Plus an addition. So Heidi is in the Lancer campaign that Lav is running, set in a future time where it actually exists on technically a different calendar than our current one, but she is from a time in the future from our current one in our current year timeline, I think. Basically, she's from a time about 600 to, I think it's like 650 years before the campaign started. She was,
and the campaign's about like 2,500 years away from modern times. It's like if the calendar was still going to be in the year 5,000.
She was a reporter by trade, is what her professional title was. Realistically, what she was is she was an information gatherer, and she would sell information to anybody who was looking for it. Her skills involved getting said information because the more dark and hidden secrets you get, the more valuable it is. She basically got into some trouble while looking for some of this and ended up getting captured. And the next thing she remembers is waking up in a facility. Little does she know that she woke up in a facility about 600 years later because she was kept in some sort of suspended sleep, cryo sleep, whatever it ends up being. Um, and then she also wakes up to a new voice in her head, where we meet Ghost. Ghost is, they call them NHPs. They're basically just AI. Turns out that she had been a test subject where she was the first known human to have an AI planted specifically in her head, because typically they're put into machines or ships, like the frames or ships. So she actually has one in her head. Very much a bit of a DID situation where I would actually switch back and forth between the characters a couple times here and there. Some interactions where her suit has an integrated protocol or integrated systems in it where she can interface with different systems to hack or anything like that. And and Ghost would use her data pad to display text to say that Ghost is talking in addition to her talking. Thank you, Aiko. Have a good sleep. So coming to further events into the campaign, she ends up joining the crew, and being a part of the crew, piloting a frame that itself has no AI in it because it was built specifically for her to be piloted with Ghost being the AI. Ship has a bit of an accident in one of the missions that they're on, and it ends up overloading Ghost systems while inside of her. She basically ends up getting essentially burnt from the inside out, which is rough because it's her nervous system. Her body can no longer regulate its own temperature, and now she relies on a mask and or a suit to help her regulate her own body temperature. And as a result, Ghost has now fused into her same personality in a way. So they've kind of they're both always active at this point. They've become instead of referring to herself as me or I, they now refer to themselves as we because they're both always talking together. They don't have the ability to separate anymore. So there's some interesting things about that. And also apparently finding out, because I missed a couple sessions, there's identifying things like angels and demons in the campaign.
They're like programs that maybe actually based off human brains.
And also find out that the project that was Ghost is, I wrote it down, Anput, which is the wife of Anubis.
Yep.
Which is interesting. And yeah, we just came across a paradoxal key, basically.
Yeah, if anyone knows any Horus lore, some silly stuff. I got cooking.
Mm-hmm. So she's now interested in finding out more about that, but she's also trying to figure out more, trying to dive into some of the horror stuff that she hasn't really dove into at this point in the campaign because she's been focused on interfacing with the crew and just kind of surviving at this point. Also, as a result of her frame essentially having a meltdown and the Ghost having an overload into her system, she's now piloting a new frame. It is an old Genghis from the early days of the war, where the pilot essentially died in the frame while fighting. And so they actually were able to capture his consciousness into an NHP that is on board the Genghis. He's known as Salsa. Y'all haven't really met him yet. Ugh.
Yeah, tabletops are great.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I could talk forever.
I love playing pretend.
Salsa is it was his name, was the original pilot's name when he piloted it. But Salsa is how the NHP identifies now. The frame's name is also sorry, my finger trigger slipped, and the name was given after the pilot, quote unquote, said oops and shot at the enemy during a standstill. Do y'all have any topics or questions?
Again, I got nothing. I like to be questioned and not asking questions.
It's such a fucking
That's
mood. I tell people when I meet them, it's just like, oh, whenever you ask me a question, just reverse it as well after I answer. Like, you gotta answer it too. Because I just suck at coming up with things to talk about or ask in some stance.
Mm-hmm. What kind of hobbies or interests do each of you have? Other than tabletops?
This is
I mean-
perfect. You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I
insist.
Okay. This is perfect because I was literally thinking, don't talk about Big Dumper, don't talk about Big Dumper, but now I can't talk about Big Dumper. So you're like,
You're
what?
gonna pull
What are you
the
talking about?
baseball cap?
Yeah. Let me get VTuber suit. Okay. So we're talking about baseball. My hat's a little transparent. That's fine. I love me some baseball. Okay, and my favorite player, his name is Cal Riley, but he has a better nickname. Everyone calls him Big Dumper because he has a fat ass, and I kid you not, that's the reason why he has the nickname. The official nickname is that, oh, he just hits clutch bombs. It's like, why would you call someone a Big Dumper for that? You could get 1,000 different names. It's like, no, we know the real reason why. But yeah, he's my favorite player. And he is currently on a historic run right now. He is on par with some Hall of Famers right now. So he currently, for catchers, he has hit the most home runs before the end of May. He's hit like 25 home runs, and it's been June 7th. The last someone did that was Barry Bonds. It took him to June 6th, and that was in 2000. I think someone did it in 2006 before that, but Barry Bonds is kind of like the big name. So he's like kind of on a record pace for just hitting a lot of home runs. He already broke a club record. He hit the most home runs from a catcher position for the Seattle Mariners. But now he's kind of doing it. He could make records in MLB history. So people are watching him with a lot of excitement. And I just love to say that, yeah, I got a notification on my phone that just says Big Dumper does it again. I'm like, hell yeah, Big Dumper does it again. So I just like baseball. Baseball's fun and silly.
We love that.
Yeah. It's a fun sport where nothing happens and then all of a sudden everything happens all at once.
So it's when you turn away.
What was that?
So it's when you turn away.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen that bit, a funny bit.
No, I don't actually.
Where it's like, oh, the one time I need to go to the bathroom and you're walking up the big
Oh, yeah.
stairs.
And then home run gets hit off. But yeah. I have a fun little history with baseball because I grew up. We had a AAA team here. They unfortunately got sold off. But I used to grow up. Our neighbors would always give us tickets because the guys' work would always get baseball tickets. So me and my dad would always go, and I just loved it. I loved the atmosphere of the ballpark. I just really enjoyed watching the sport. I know in Canada's a big hockey whatnot, and hockey is cool, but it's too cool. Going to the hockey rink, you're like, You gotta put on some sweaters, and it's cold, and it's not comfortable. Where baseball's fun. It's nice atmosphere. It's nice in the summer. You know, it's good vibes. You're comfortable. So I always loved watching baseball as a kid, and then I kind of fell out after the team moved away. And then I was watching on YouTube a few years ago. There's a documentary on the Seattle Mariners, 3.5 hours long. I decided to watch on a whim, and their story is like literally the plot of an anime could be this. Like the 1995 Mariners, literally, it should be a movie. It shouldn't be reality. It's wild. Like their stadium fell apart, and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna take a lot of money. We should do a vote to see if we should do like state funds to rebuild the stadium." And everyone hated them because they sucked. And this was the year they were good. So they played their hearts out to save themselves. And they literally, the vote failed, so they were going to sell off the Mariners. But they played so well, they got to the playoffs for the first time ever, that people were like, no, give it another chance. Let's build a new stadium. So they saved themselves by playing so good. Otherwise, Seattle Mariners would have been a different city. You know, they would have been sold off and moved. So I don't know, it's like the stuff of movies. So I fell in love with them, and I've been watching them, and they had a historic year when I started watching them. So yeah, I like baseball.
I know. For baseball, the city I grew up in has a pretty historic team as well. The Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
Team that literally was created specifically to create the Yankees, or specifically to beat the Yankees.
Yeah.
I don't really follow the sport as much anymore. It just kind of lost a little bit of interest for me personally.
That's fair. Not Red Sox related. This is a Chicago thing. But have you ever heard of the curse of the Billy Goat?
Curse of the Billy Goat?
Yeah, so this is for the Chicago Cubs. Baseball's wild, folks. You should check out some baseball history, so basically I don't remember how. So this person basically dispatched a telegram to the owner, being like, "You're never gonna win a World Series because you insulted my goat, like an actual like goat, you know." And after that person did the curse on them, they didn't win a World Series for 71 years.
71 years?
Yeah, and so it was because like the person brought their goat to the baseball stadium, and like, "Oh, you have to leave. We can't have goats here." So like, "I'm going to curse you," and through the remainder of this person's life, they never won a World Series. And literally, it wasn't until like the 46th anniversary of this person's death that the curse was finally broken, and they won a World Series in 2016. So like, I don't know. I it's just like maybe magic and cursing's real. Actually, I like to think so.
Willow just said my Bostonian accent comes out when I get excited.
It does.
Huh? I don't even notice it. What do you mean? I mean, I could go like full Bostonian and just be like, "Wicked piss park my car off the dock in the yard."
Wow, yeah. Okay, that's my hobby. Who else has hobbies?
Well,
Wow.
I don't really have any. I kind of like actively like do at the moment, but I do have hobbies. I've been getting back to like doing resin art and whatnot. I haven't really gotten a moment recently because the last month has been crazy. But I have gotten new equipment and whatnot. I have a bit more options available to me, and I got a specific like a coaster mold. I'm very excited to play around with eventually. And besides that, I also, as you said earlier, Blue Rider Arquin. That is something that's been tickling my mind for a while now.
Ooh.
And I haven't started anything yet. Mostly because, like, if I do start writing a book, there comes the issue of, fuck, what do I write? And I know Lav knows I have that Android Yuri idea still. And I like, sure, I could do that, but right now for me it's like I'm looking at it for the lens of like, okay, what kind of like audience do I write for? And that's like kind of where I'm at. So I think right now, like before I do a book, I should probably do like smaller stuff. I need to sit my ass down and work on some scripts because I feel like it's like a good like entry level way because it's still like story writing and whatnot. It's just the method of it's different, and I think that's like going to be the best way to like dip my toes in.
Hmm.
Let's see here. And while it's not really something I actively do anymore, I used to have like a huge like interest, and I did in fact like know a few magic tricks at one point. I very much like card magic and other sleight of hand stuff.
Okay. It's too bad that you can't do that kind of stuff easily on stream to
Yeah.
show off.
That's kind of how I stopped doing it. It kind of died off. I
Well,
heard
you showed me
Steel. It's
some
gonna be a
magic. You showed me some magic
did I?
of stealing my heart.
uh,
Actually, I do want to get into like locksmithing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've been on a puzzle itch recently, and of course I always had interest in like lock picking, locksmithing, that sort of stuff for a while. I find it fascinating. And I think I should just like find some like old like locks or whatever and like try to break into them.
hmm There's a
Like,
this
that'd be
channel
fun.
out there called like I
There
think he's like
is.
the lock picking doctor. I think he calls
The
himself
lawyer. He's a lawyer.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Yep. I've
Mhm.
watched a few of his stuff. It's really fun. Go up a master log with another master log.
uh that would be that'd be an interesting webcam stream. Is just like attempting lockpicks.
I mean, I have built Gundam. I suppose that's another thing. I do Gundam. Yeah, so like, it's an option. Yeah, I
hear
feel
the
like I would love that.
I heard the audible gasp from Lav. Just
Yeah. I love Gunpla. I'm waiting on a Gunpla kit to be out of pre-order and get shipped my way so I can build it.
I need to build. They're sitting in the corner looking at me.
Didn't you get a couple like from stream? Like given to you or specifically for stream or something?
No,
No?
No.
Why did I think you did?
well, I wasn't. I mean, there's two I bought for stream, but I
Maybe that's
just
what I'm thinking
haven't-
of.
Yeah, they're not given; they were bought. I spent moolah.
Blue
Mula?
was given them by herself.
I mean, self-given
Sky.
gifts count.
Yeah. Sky, what are your hobbies?
What are those? Um, Fuck. Well, what do I do? I do a little bit of stargazing here and there. I do like stars. Um, I also tend to collect weird things, like niche things. Like I have cards here, I have cards over there. I have the fucking Burger King How to Train Your Dragon crown. Um, let's see here. What else is on the desk? I have the Genshin Impact Apple Pie box. I just have like that weird little keep things.
Did I yell at you for that?
The funny part is this is another one.
Another? Oh my god, Sky!
I had like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, I have the Minecraft movie toys. I have like 3 or 4 of them. I have 2 McDonald's cups on my desk from the fucking plastic cup promotion. Like I'm kind of like a collector here and there. I guess that's quote unquote a hobby, but other than that, I like stars. Other than that, I play video games almost every day. I plan on getting some new hobbies soon, I swear. I just gotta figure out what I like first, because I used to play guitar, I used to make music, but I don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here with a drum set to my right that I haven't done much with since a couple months ago.
That's fair.
I am currently waiting on help or just figuring it out myself, just setting it up with an actual MIDI, so that I can actually start like recording stuff.
Ooh.
Because there's talks of I don't know how serious it is right now, but there's talks of a potential VTuber cover band that I've been invited to.
Oh.
Haven't done much
Ooh.
with yet, but I've been asked if I was interested in joining as the drummer. So I think part of it is waiting for people to just kind of get it set up and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on with it right now. I think it's kind of like just waiting on people.
Sounds like
I
some
think
hot girl shit.
some hot girl shit. But there might be some stuff in the future if that pans out. We'll see.
That sounds cool.
Hope it does.
The person I'm waiting on help for is Urkel, but we've been both really busy because of this month.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of
Indeed, can I confirm?
what do you mean? This isn't
Good
about
answer,
me.
Willow. Good
Don't
answer,
make this
Willow.
about me.
Nah, we can't, 100%.
I'm interviewing you.
I like the bassist too. Oh my god. I was thinking, I was like,
Other than that, though, I've been spending a lot of time. So I work a full-time job on top of doing the streaming thing. This month has been like wake up, do stuff. Like it's been like wake up, do probably game, hang out with people, stream. I really do spend a lot of time hanging out with people, being a part of the community, and just streaming. Honestly, recently I've streamed a lot recently. Free time, what's that? No, I just my days off. I usually end up streaming. We'll figure out at the end of the month when I have a whole like a gap in like my free time, and I'm like, damn, that charity took up a whole lot of my free time. I'll end up finding something else. Probably end up doing the drumming thing, I'll be honest. What is a random fact about yourself that people wouldn't know because you have not talked about it on stream before? For instance, I can juggle.
Oh.
That's something I would know without you telling me. I mean, one day just told me you could juggle. I can believe it.
Wait, did I tell you I could juggle?
No, that's the funny part. You just look like. Sorry. You just seem like someone who knows how to juggle.
Wait, why?
I don't know how to explain it. That is all.
What?
That's all I got.
Okay.
What kind of fact are we looking for again? A unique one?
A unique one that you haven't mentioned on stream before.
Oh, shit.
That one's tough.
Loki, thank you for the follow. Welcome in.
I
mean, isn't it-
suppose like the closest one I can like think of is like during high school, there was a club we had, and it was the esports club, and we would compete against other teams in the like state and at times national. And so I was on the League of Legends team and the Phil for the Overwatch team. And so I feel like, in a sense, I was kind of like probably kind of where like a good portion of where my ego came from, because like I never always thought of myself that good. And then once I realized the people I was surrounded by is like, holy shit, I'm a fucking god apparently compared to everyone else here. And so, oddly enough, yeah, I guess in like an amateur sense, I have competed like professionally amateurly, I guess. I hit Legend in Hearthstone when I was like in 9th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to be really into Hearthstone, especially when it came out in beta. For like almost 3 years, I had like every single like seasonal card back from PvP or ranked, I should say. I just kind of eventually went off at that point. I kind of got bored after Ungoro.
Ooh, I have a Hearthstone story. It's the most nothing, but it's so funny to me. So my friend was like a manager at like a Wendy's, and he noticed like all the teenagers like they used to play Hearthstone on their breaks, and they stopped. And he's like, "Why are you guys not playing Hearthstone?" And they're like, "Oh, we're into vaping now." And he's like, "You can do both. You have two hands."
We're into vaping now.
The fact they like legit said that was so funny. I was like, "Oh my god,
That's
like
crazy.
right? Like, what do you mean? You can vape and play a game at the same time? Are you doing vape tricks? Are you going to national vape competitions? What's the? Are you practicing?
National vape competitions.
Are you practicing for nationals? Oh, so good. But yeah, that's not my story. My story is, so there's a game called Calico, which is like a cozy cat cafe game. And I at one point in time, unofficially held the #1 record for speedrunning it because I was the first person to do it because it's a cozy game and why would you speedrun this? Eventually I wasn't because people actually started speedrunning it and they found new tech, but I was the first person to discover an out of bounds wall glitch, like out of bounds what's it called? You break your collision box so you can just walk out of bounds and you go to where the credit thing spawns in. And yeah, I unofficially held a record because no one did it, and then people started collecting the community, and I think they are looking at my video because people are commenting on like asking like technical questions. And I would have kept speedrunning it, but the way they patched out the way I went out of bounds. And I'm so sad, and it broke my soul because I was like really gonna post a video about like, hey, this is how I did the technique. Because so how the game works is you can pick up animals and put them on your head, and there's a potion that you can give to animals to make them big so you can ride on them. So you pick an animal, you can also shrink animals that are big. So you pick up an animal, put it on your head, pick up a different animal, make it big, you jump on the animal, take off the animal off your head, put it on top of the other animal's head, get off that animal, shrink that animal, put that on your head, and you just make this like animal, like, because the animals on the head is also shrunk, their collision starts going wacky, so they get so tiny that they start glitching out, and they slingshot you across the map out of bounds, and then you can just walk over and hit the credits. But they fixed that, and I was so sad because it's the funniest glitch ever. It was just making animals real tiny and stacking them on top of each other. And I found it worked best with bunnies. The bunnies in the game, for some reason, their hitboxes were the best at slingshotting you all across the map.
Interesting.
Yeah. I did a lot of tech about finding weird stuff about that game, but they fixed it all, and I'm so sad. I liked the bugs. The bug hunting was like my favorite part of the game. So. Yeah.
One of the questions that came up in the other group was, how did each of you end up finding me? And is there a story behind that?
Ooh, I do
Finding
have
what?
that.
Finding me.
Oh, it's funny actually. It's kind of short and sweet. So you know our friend Dharma?
Yeah.
So so you see, this is like the time period where I was like in that transitional phase between my old moniker and my current one. And so I was kind of like looking for like new people and whatnot, and so I saw you like either like raid into Arma or like you're nearby Arma, and like you're recently like going to the new model and whatnot. And I remember that being mentioned in like his chat, and I was like, I should check them out. And so I guess here we are now.
Oh god, that was the era of when I was doing interviews on a bi-weekly basis.
Yes,
So
you were.
basically, I ended up interviewing and doing. So I was doing interviews every 2 weeks. This is about 3 years ago. And I ended up on someone else's stream. I don't think I was streaming that day, and they ended up raiding Arma randomly. And I ended up just showing up repeatedly because at the time he was using the old model and like a free asset for his background, and it was hilarious. He actually wasn't even affiliate at he was. He had the thing for it. He just hadn't activated affiliate yet.
It was funny.
I think you know how who I met you through. Um, pretty obvious for me. That would have been Scorp, because Scorp
Mhm.
is way better at networking people than me. Yeah, I think literally it was, I forget what we played. I don't remember what our first interaction was, but I'm pretty sure it was through Scorp, and it kind of just helped me build that bridge.
Mhm.
I have so there's a simple way to answer this question, and then the longer way, and I think the longer way is fine.
Mhm.
So let's go back. Oh God, how many years? 2-3 years ago. We're doing like 3 degrees of Zoomy right now.
3 degrees of Zoomy.
Yeah, so I started VTubing, and I didn't know anybody, and I just happened to randomly stumble across some people and became friends. And one of those friends I became like best friends with, Vile Yuzu. And he was doing, this is like last year, because it was in December. He was doing a birthday stream, and he rated Blue. And I was like, oh, I'll follow Blue. Blue seems like really cool. She seems really rad. And then one of my streams, I ended up rating her and following her on the Blue Skies. And she made a post about wanting to run Vampire the Masquerade. And started talking to her about that. And then you were also interested in that as well. And we met through that. So it's through Blue and further beyond, technically Yuzu.
Mhm.
Because I wouldn't have met Blue without Yuzu. So
It's funny because it's for you who I met you.
Yeah.
By all technicality. And I met Yuzu through Arm, and I met Yuzu through Cleo.
Yeah.
And a Cleo, I met them through Arma.
It's so funny how it all just circles into each other.
It really does.
Really, I think I met you also through Scorp.
Yeah, I definitely think that. It was like something related with Fortnite, I
That was-
feel.
Oh, I thought it was Golf with Friends. It might have been Fortnite.
It could have
I know
been
we
that
had
too, actually. I remember that.
I very much remember Golf with Friends.
I barely remember it, but I remember it.
Oh man, I think I gave you a hard time on one of those space levels.
Hey, look, that's the fun part.
Oh man.
I'm gonna snooze these ads and start doing a wrap up, unless anybody has anything else.
Nope. I just think it's really funny, just like how connections are made, because it's just like you make friends with one person, and then 3 years down the line, you know, there's a whole
Right.
community that opens up to you.
Yeah, it's funny how time works.
Like
Or fate, I should say.
I met Tom, who I interviewed last week, through a group Discord server that started with the big push to Blue Sky. Oh God, 7 months ago, whenever that happened. Oh shit, yeah, like 7 months ago at this point. I met Tom through that because there was a group of people that wanted to get together for a weekly collab. And it started off with Lockdown Protocol, but part of that Discord server, it was created by Mizori Nakayama, who I met originally through Frost Viper, who I interviewed 3 years ago. It's funny how that works.
Yeah. No, it's really funny because like, yeah, you just raid into a stream one day, and you're like, this person looks cool, and then that person opens up another connection, and that person opens up another connection, and then you You're
Yep.
chaining it like 6 degrees of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon over here.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where can everybody find all of your socials if you want to post those in chat and vocalize that?
Yeah. I don't have the good brand recognition because my Blue Skies is not lavender_gardens, Lav Gardens. Back on the Twitter days, Lavender Gardens was taken, so I had to pivot. And since I didn't want people, when I went to Blue Skies, I want people to find me easy, so I just kept the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here is my Blue Skies. Just put it in chat.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where I'm active, and then on Twitch, of course, which you can find by clicking the little thingy in the title. So yeah, I don't really do socials that much. I mostly repost art and silly things like Big Dumper does it. I might start doing a Big Dumper home run count like I did. I had this other player that every time he hit a home run, I did good vibes only. I might do something with Big Dumper, but yeah.
Blue, I saw you put your Blue Sky.
Yeah, mine's just Vari Blue. I figured it'd be best to just shorten it a bit. It's Verily. It's a word. It's a word. And so yeah, Vari Blue. Put the two together. A total of 8 letters. I don't really post much currently. I would like to change it. It's just a matter of I have to get back in the flow of things. I'll probably do like a bunch of say stretch. I'll probably like do TTRPG stuff at some point, writing stuff at some point, script stuff
Hell
at
yeah.
some point, but my primary focus right now is a lot of achievement hunting and weird challenges, and what we have planned for the charity. Who knows? Maybe I start doing video essays down the line because there's like
Ooh.
a lot of shit I am like kind of like interested in and having like a unique like spin and take on. Like I feel like there's like a 2-hour rant I could do about Ross Magic alone, and like RPGs and like not even just RPGs, but like as a concept as a whole. Because there's been so many different interpretations of it that it could just do its own thing. But if you want to see me stream, Verily Blue, Verily _Blue, I should say, and Blue is BLEU, you know, the French way. It's clear like that, and so I kind of stream, kind of like in between evenings to like afternoon to evenings sort of area into the night. At times during the summer, when it's not summer, I tend to do like around 10 or midnight or whatever. Well into like the early morning at times. Other than that,
Mm-hmm. And Sky, do you want to post your links in the chat?
Yeah, I was waiting. I have a Blue Sky, but I don't really. God, it's so hard for me to have social media. I never post. I try my best. But yeah, if I do end up posting anything, it would be there. And yeah.
And then mine, I know we have a couple new people in chat. I do have a card there if you want to check it out for all my socials. Discord is like the best place to go to interact and join the community and hang out outside of stream time. I'm thinking of reading Ihara. They are currently
Oh.
doing an art.
Hi,
stream.
hurrah!
And I'm thinking for raid message, be gay, do crimes.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
And if you don't have my emotes, feel free to use whatever emotes you want. And let's go hang out with Ihara and show them a lot of love. Thank you all so much for hanging out, for joining me on here. Go check out all of these lovely beans. And I will see you all later. I love you all. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.